Hey friends, so I ended up putting day 7 and 8 together in a video. One, because I think it would be nice to watch maybe multiple days in one video. However, the other reason is I'm just a little behind on editing these 100 head challenge videos. The funny thing to me is that the challenge itself, it was hard, don't get me wrong, and it was time consuming, but it was fun. It's the editing of all of the videos that I am like, it's not that I'm not enjoying, but it's also just like even more time consuming than I wanted it to be. So enjoy day 7 and 8 right now, and then hopefully I'll get 9 and 10 out soon. Hopefully within this week. So thank you so much for watching and supporting all of my other videos. If you haven't seen them yet, go ahead and check them out. I have a playlist, and yeah, they're just day 1 through 6 at this point, now 7 and 8. So thank you. I'll see you in the next video, and have a good day. Bye bye.
All right, we are starting off mediocre with this drawing. Overall, not a bad drawing, but it's day 7. I mean, I should be seeing some pretty cool stuff at this point. I wanted to touch a little bit about how in this challenge I notice, first of all, how inconsistent I am. And then second of all, how crazy it is that on this spread alone, I have some of the like my most favorite drawings I did in the whole challenge, and also some that I'm completely and utterly embarrassed to even show people online or in person or even look at myself. So, yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about maybe consistency in the art world. Now, I think it's great to have consistency. I think we need to be a little more conscious about what we're even putting down on paper. That's why I did this challenge traditionally, because I wanted to be putting more thought before I like could just push a back button. I think that's something when I draw traditional art, it rewires my brain as opposed to just heavily relying on a back button. Anyways, so consistency in art. Here's a couple things I think about that. I think you should strive for consistency. However, I also feel that if you are always consistent, that means you're never trying something new. Therefore, you're never going to learn any new skills, if that makes any sense. Like, I feel like the reason this challenge has been so good is it's helping me draw expressions and also making me more aware of different features than your typical Instagram model features. And even things like for example, this one right now I'm drawing, it's a mature person and they have more lines and wrinkles in their face. So it's just really a good thing to step out of your comfort zone and push yourself, because I think that's the only way you're going to develop any kind of skill. And this challenge is very helpful in seeing that. So if you're trying to push yourself, I highly recommend doing this. Um, I think it'll help you step out of your comfort zone and develop new skills that you can then be consistent with, right? Now, enough of my ranting about consistency in art. Let's get down to the good stuff. So, first of all, as you can see, I forgot to film a few of these or somehow lost the footage. I'm really not sure what happened, but you'll see the final spread at the end of the page, so I apologize. Missing some things. For example, 66, you can see him, but you never got to see me draw him. May he rest in peace, or at least the footage of that. This is day 7. No, yeah, this is day 7, and at this point, I'm thinking I'm a master. I should be a master. I should. literally know how to draw everything and everyone. I shouldn't even need a reference. But you know what? That's just not how it went, or how it goes, or how the whole challenge went at all. How it did feel like it was going, though, was that I was learning things, and I was learning new things and new ways to consciously think about what I was putting down on paper before I actually did it. I was connecting wires in my brain that felt like they have never been connected before. So I'd say that's a great thing. But here we are now on the spread for day 8. This is drawing number 1. I drew this drawing very small. Matter of fact, this whole spread, I drew most of the drawings very small. That was another thing I found really funny when it came to consistency. Some of the spreads, I would make the heads very large and overlap them, and then some of them I would almost create these imaginary little boxes and put them in their little imaginary box and make sure the other ones didn't touch the other ones. But I never actually thought about that when I was doing it. I just, for some reason, hardwired my brain for that day, for that spread to do that. So, number 8 is the imaginary little boxes route. Number 8, day 8, something I really noticed was how, excuse me, how dark I was making my lines. And I think it shows a sign of maybe confidence in what you're putting down. I also think that, yeah, I just was making certain lines darker, certain lines lighter, which really created like such a nice, appealing visual contrast within each drawing. This one right here that I barely filmed the first part of properly, number 75, it was probably one of my favorite drawings because if you don't know this about me, which you probably don't because I've never said it online, but Mad Max is one of my favorite movies, and this really gave me Mad Max vibes. So, anyways, day 8, I feel like overall, I liked fairly evenly all of the drawings I did, which once again goes back to the how crazy it is that you can really like certain drawings and really not like other drawings. And then all of a sudden, you like every drawing on the spread or you hate every drawing on the spread. It's day 8. It shouldn't be like that, but it was. I think a part of this comes from maybe just not being as interested in it that day. Maybe you don't have a lot of time. Maybe you feel like, okay, it's almost like you're forced to draw these portraits. So I think I definitely faced that a lot. Like I almost didn't take as much time that I should have with certain spreads because I just was not into it, or I was really busy that day, or already had a busy day. So that's something that I think this challenge, you just kind of have to roll with it. Some days maybe you aren't going to draw the most beautiful faces and heads because heart is just not in it, but that's okay. Something at this point of the challenge that I had been noticing that I'm doing very well at is I'm getting better at capturing the likeness of everybody I draw. I'm taking notice of things in a little more detail and being a little more observant of what looks super different on certain people and what makes them who they are and what they look like. And that's very exciting for me at this point. So, yeah, I think day 7 and 8 were a great couple of days for the spreads that I made, but overall, I guess it's not as much of a turning point as I thought it might be for day 7 and 8. But, I learn things. That's kind of how I finish these videos all the time. I learn things. That's really all that matters with this challenge. But here's the spreads overall. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and hopefully you enjoyed watching both um, 7 and 8 in one video. But have a great rest of your day, guys. Thanks so much for watching.